little bit of a crazy turn of events, and I booked travel yesterday for a conference in Atlanta that I'm leaving for in like an hour. I don't know why I just checked my watch. I don't even have it on yet. I worked pretty late last night and I finished up packing around at 10 o'clock. I think I've got everything mostly ready to go, so I've just got to get ready. And then my workload's actually pretty heavy this week, so I am gonna just get to the airport and like try and knock some stuff out. Good morning. Now that I've got myself a little bit more together, I've had my coffee and my brain is in full swing. I've been like rushing a little bit, as you guys know, like the past year or so. I've been like struggling to be on time to literally anything anymore, but I actually had my ride to the airport scheduled for 15 minutes later than I thought. So I hacked myself into being on time for once. We love that. I will say I am on the more anxious traveler side of things. I really always appreciated van travel for that reason. It just made me feel like I had a lot of control over what happened to me on a travel day and how I go about getting to my destination. Whereas like with an airport, I have connecting flights. What if there's a delay? Like absolute worst case scenario, what if I get a middle seat and I have to ask someone to step over them to use the bathroom in the middle of a flight? If you know, you know. For some reason, that just like is something I cannot bring myself to do, and I will just suffer the entire flight. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a super last minute arrangement. I am headed to a conference in Atlanta for my company. I work in marketing. If you guys aren't familiar, I'm going to a customer relationship management conference. I am really excited. I was like trying to scrape together all my like businessy clothes last minute. I work from home, so the uniform is usually a sweat set. So I'm feeling very put together, kind of back in my office girly era. Today's Thursday. I will get to Atlanta around 4 o'clock, and then I'm in Atlanta tonight. The conference is tomorrow, and then I fly home like first thing Saturday morning. So it's a really quick trip, but I thought I'd bring you guys with me because I like to have a buddy when I travel. Like I said, I'm an anxious traveler, so you guys are my emotional support travel buddy. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. I do live in kind of a smaller town, so it's kind of exciting going to like a big city. I'm not much of a city person. I really do actually like living in smaller and more rural areas and that just kind of slower pace of life. There are some stores that we don't have in my town that they do have in Atlanta, and I've got a rental car. So I was thinking about popping into an Aritzia. I have never been before, but everyone and their mom will not shut up about it, so I at least want to know what all the hype's about. I'm not a huge shopper, I'm more of a thrifter, but the older I get, the more I'm starting to realize the value of like a high quality basics, so I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna miss the dogs so much. I'm leaving for my flight at like 9:20 this morning, so they're gonna be home alone all day, which they're really not used to. I'm feeling a little nervous for them today. I know they'll be really good and they'll be totally fine. I just am a psycho dog mom and I worry about them, so. The airport in our town is like incredibly small, only one security line and like 4 or 5 gates, so I'm not worried about that. My connection is through Denver, and then things are gonna start getting busy. I've got a 55-minute layover, so fingers crossed for no delays because I just can't. I can't deal with that this weekend. I was just gonna say you'll have to excuse our really loud heater. It's starting to get cold, and then I looked out the window and it's legit snowing right now. It's freaking snowing! Ah! So yeah, it's getting cold here in Idaho. Winter is officially here. This is the first snow of the season, I guess, so yay! It's gonna be 80 degrees in Atlanta though, so I tried to like kind of dress appropriately, and I'll just like suffer this morning on the way to the airport. Little fit check, just a little blazer. I found this thrifting. It's a set, but it's with shorts, and I just feel like pants are a more professional option. But look at us, we even had time for a little airport fit check. These shoes are literally the perfect travel shoe. They're so easy to slip on and off, and they look really cute. So I can like jump right into meetings as soon as I get off the plane. And we go nowhere without airport snacks, especially our airport. They don't really have any food, so I always just throw a couple of these jalapeno lime pistachios in my bag. Hi. That was a notably not super fun travel day, so I thought I would give you guys the tea. I haven't checked in too much because I have been incredibly overstimulated, stressed, and just not in the best mood, and I'm not trying to spread the negativity. I usually, by the end of like an air travel day, am like not a fun person to be around just in general. Things were honestly going really good. My flight from home to Denver, no problems, no delays. I had a pretty tight connection, so I like literally sprinted across the airport in Denver. If you've ever had a connection in a large airport, you know there's just like always some kind of running involved. I'm rambling. Okay, so I get to the gate, we get on the plane, we're all seated, ready to go, and then a mechanic comes on the plane to take a look at something, which I'm not sure why they didn't do before they went through the entire boarding process. But it turned out that it was not something that could be fixed, so we ended up having to completely deplane. We were delayed by 2 hours while they found another plane. So I ended up arriving in Atlanta at like 8 p.m., which was much later than I was expecting, which is outside of the window for the pickup of my rental car. So I was trying to keep in communications with them so that I could still pick up my rental car. So I told them I was gonna be late. I thought everything was fine. I get to the rental car place. The line was astronomical and there was one employee. I stood in that line, I kid you not, for at least an hour. And then I got to the front and they had neglected to tell me that I should probably bring a copy of my insurance card, which in retrospect, I probably should have thought of. So I worked through getting a hold of Josh, getting the insurance number, get the rental car, go outside to get the keys to the rental car, and there's like no one at the booth. So I stood there for like 15 minutes before I just kind of started like walking around looking for someone. And it turns out there was an office next to the booth where I was supposed to go in, but there was like no signage. So I get in the rental car and I'm like fully ready to have my meltdown, right? I was like, I just need to get to somewhere where I'm alone and I can have my cry and it will be fine. Getting the directions to the hotel pulled up and I realized my phone is dying. I'm like, oh cool, I brought a phone charger, I'll just plug it into the car. This was the incident that like fully sent me, which is so funny because it was actually the most insignificant occurrence of the day. But I went to plug the phone in and they didn't have any USB ports or regular plugs in the car. They were just USB-C. So I couldn't charge my phone. So I was like hoping and praying that I had enough juice left to get the 27 minutes to the hotel. Blessed, we made it here with 2% battery because I have never been to Atlanta before and I would have been lost in the sauce because that was a 7-lane highway, and coming from my little town, the overstimulation just all day honestly has been so real. But a 7-lane highway is just never a fun time for me. I hate driving. I also like haven't eaten anything today, so on the way to the hotel I was contemplating stopping, but I just was kind of realizing at that point I didn't have the capacity for another stop. So I called the hotel like on the hopes that they would have a restaurant and that it would still be open. And
Prayers were answered. They were open for 1 more hour after I got here. I was able to get a beer and some food, and I'm just feeling better. Okay, so that was my evening trauma dump. It is now 11 o'clock, so I really need to get to bed because the conference starts at 10 a.m. and I'd really like to get a workout in the morning. I've been being really consistent with that, and since work and business trips are going to be a little bit more a regular part of my schedule. Wow, I'm on the 9th floor and you can hear that motorcycle. Anyway, since business trips are going to be a more regular part of my schedule, I'm trying to still make a point to like take care of myself and do my daily rituals regardless of what I'm doing for work. So I brought my tennis shoes and some workout clothes, so I'm really going to make a point and try and get a workout in before the conference tomorrow. And unfortunately, because of the delay, the Aritzia is not open at 10 p.m., so that will also be a tomorrow activity. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. This is actually so funny. I was so nervous about this conference. This is my very first business conference, and there's just always butterflies with firsts, right? I'm very well versed in corporate and I'm good at networking, but first conference. So I like kind of went big, you know, got my suit pressed, have a full suit packed with me, get a text after I land in Atlanta that it is going to be a casual event and they're going to go out of their norm and do a casual Friday. Of course we're doing a casual Friday. So I will be making a full entrance because all I packed was the suit because this was meant to be a very short trip and a very efficient trip. So starting out at the conference tomorrow. Okay, that is officially all I have for you and I'm going to bed. Also a little behind the scenes moment for you. I didn't bring a tripod, so this is the setup. Good morning, Atlanta. Guys, I'm so tired. Good morning, you guys. I literally didn't get any sleep last night. So by the time I fell asleep, it was like 6 o'clock this morning and my alarm went off at like 7:30. So just laying here kind of like watching the traffic go by. Be many coffees had today. I'm just gonna drink this one, enjoy the view a little bit, and then get up and get moving. I have an email to get finished up and sent out before the conference, and I have 2 hours. It's gonna be a great day. Okay, I have 40 minutes till the conference. It's 3 minutes away. I have 1 more coffee to drink and a little bit of work to do, and then we're gonna get out the door. I just finished up at the conference. It was so good. I feel like I learned so much and I wrote so much stuff down, but I also feel like I still have a million questions. So I'm just gonna kind of work through like downloading and processing that this afternoon. It was a really cool opportunity. Like I said, it was my first like business conference, and it was really cool to be in the room with so many entrepreneurs and thought leaders, and I just found it really inspiring. They also served tacos for lunch, and if y'all know anything about me, you know I absolutely love a good taco, and these just absolutely slapped. They reminded me of Choloso, which is like my favorite taco place. It's a local-ish restaurant in the Dallas area. If you're ever down there, it is a must. My flight back home tomorrow, I need to leave here at like 6:30 a.m. So early night. Kind of perfect. I just feel like this is just like swallowing me. Okay, but these tanks are so cool.
I popped into Aritzia, Zara, Abercrombie, and Hollister. Abercrombie has totally redesigned the look and feel of their stores. Quite a long time since I've been actually in store. I usually order online. It's giving luxury and the price tags are starting to match. So my like little hack of the century, Hollister and Abercrombie source their materials from the same place. So a lot of their items look and feel very similar, and Hollister is like half the price. So I was gonna get an Aritzia sweat set, but they just didn't want my money today. They did not have like any matching sweat sets in my size in a dark color. I really wanted a black or like a darker color because I get stains on stuff a lot and they're expensive. And it also was starting to sound while I was in there like that they cannot touch the dryer, which just like makes me nervous spending that much on something. Like what if it accidentally goes in the dryer? I did, however, try on a pair of their jeans and they are literally perfect, which was disappointing because they cost more than I would really have liked to have spent on them. So I didn't get them at first, walked around the mall, and then I could not stop thinking about them, so I just went back and got them. So I'll give you guys, like I said, the full haul when we get back to the hotel room, but it's 5 o'clock, so I timed that perfectly to sit in rush hour. These are the jeans. They are absolutely the softest denim, and they really hold shape well, because I have these that are on the softer side, but they're super, super flimsy, whereas these I felt a little bit structured like a jean. The brand is Denim Forum. These were on the more expensive side, but I have truly never put on a pair of jeans that fit me like these do. In the jeans, if anyone's curious, I'm wearing a 28, and in the tops, I'm wearing a small because I wanted them to be quite snug and a little bit more supportive, like you're joking. And here she is in the other color. It's actually really nice. Okay, we got our workout done. I did not pack pre-workout, so I'm not gonna say that was my favorite, but the gym was really nice, so. I did a 10-minute treadmill walk and then shoulders, glutes, and abs today. Now I'm gonna take a quick body rinse. I don't think I'm gonna wash my hair. It's not looking the best, but I'm just flying home tomorrow, and get some dinner. Definitely not like a pack with me girly. I'm not the most organized, but I do like to keep my clean clothes or like whatever I didn't end up wearing or using separate from my dirty stuff. And this hard shell suitcase with this like center separator, I feel like it's really good for that. It's been a really good investment since I've been traveling by plane a little more than I would like or am used to this year.